Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Now, some of you will recall that a while ago I covered Maroon 5, and I may have been somewhat disparaging towards one of their bigger hits, which is called Moves Like Jagger. From here on in, I'm just going to refer to it as Moves Like Jagger, if I can even remember to do that. I despise that song because it's rubbish, But today, I want to talk about a song by Maroon 5 that I actually enjoyed when it came out. It's one of their earlier efforts. It's called This Love, and it was released in 2004. It has things like audible guitars, some interesting sort of compositional tricks and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about it and, I don't know, react to it as if it were the first time. I haven't listened to it for years, but... yeah, nice one. Justin Hawkins rides again. So, This Love was the second single from their debut album, Songs About Jane. Let me put my glasses on for this. The track is built around a piano-led strut and a repeating guitar sound. Now, it's important to note that a guitar sound that's in any way audible on a Maroon 5 song is a thing of the past, really. So this is from what I call golden era Maroon 5, when they were building the foundations that allowed them to explore stuff like Moves Like Jagger and do things that were, huge crossover hits. This is like what once was a guitar band doing stuff with a producer that sounds like dance music with some whistling and all that rubbish. But this was when they sounded like a band. The lyrics are based on the band's lead vocalist Adam Levine's breakup with an ex-girlfriend. He wrote the song the day his girlfriend moved away after they broke up, and he revealed that the song was written in the most emotionally trying time of his life. He also described the lyrics of this song as being extremely erotic. This Love was critically acclaimed by music critics who noted the track's Musicscape, and when they say Musicscape, I think they're just talking about the arrangement of it. What I always admired about this, and this is something that I'll talk about as we watch the video, is that there's a lot of syncopation in the vocal. Like the lead vocal of the chorus is syncopated with the riff that's happening underneath it, and that's actually pretty clever. And for it to still be catchy when it's doing something as sort of as complicated as that is really cool, I think. Anyway, the music video met with controversy regarding extended intimate scenes between Levine and his girlfriend. Oh, intimate scenes! Oh, look at those! I can't wait to watch Adam Levine and his girlfriend doing intimate scenes, for f***'s sake. Anyway, the live version of the song won Best Pop Performance by a Duo or group with vocals, they had to specify that, at the 2006 Grammy Awards. And during the development of This Love, the band stated that the song was influenced by musician Stevie Wonder. I'm going to watch a little bit of this. Right, lovely cherry blossoms, a red wall. I don't know where they're filming this, but immediately what you notice is that's the sound of a live drummer. He's playing a DW kit, and DW, of course, stands for Don't Worry. The bass player's just sitting there, waiting for his moment. But that sounds like a cool sort of compressed overhead mic sound on that kit. And it's going to, if memory serves, it'll fatten up in a minute, and then you'll hear the full kind of 100 microphones on a drum set sound. There it is. Unless there's two distinct drum parts, which really would make it like a Stevie Wonder record, wouldn't it? I really like the way the keyboard player has got facial hair and a peaked cap, and he's just sort of tucked away there behind some cherry blossom, playing his keyboards, just doing his gig, just getting on with his gig. This whole kind of vibe of Maroon 5 is just completely unassuming. It's not something that you associate with modern Maroon 5, I don't think. I was so high I did not recognize. And there's not too much stuff on his voice, it's like that's actually, it sounds like a fairly simple vocal channel, and you can hear that it's a performance by a human being singing a song. How I yearn for the olden days. This is nearly 20 years old now. Always in my heart. Oh. And I love the way he runs over to the microphone, makes it just in time. He's damaged his wrist somewhat. I'm not sure what he's been doing. I cast no aspersions. See, that's the chorus I'm talking about. That syncopated. And it sounds like it's sort of a series of ostinatos, which are my favourite things anyway, but they appear at different points within the bar, and it's just a really interesting chorus. And it's still catchy. I just think that's really cool, and it's a great piece of songwriting. There you go. I've said it. Maroon 5. Great. Once upon a time. It's a really solid bass line as well when you actually look at what he's doing. So this section here from 1 minute, he's leaning against his guitar player, seeking solace. The guitar player's having none of it, and he almost sort of shrugs him off. That reminds me of the Then Jericho Trip Fest, you know, when the singer from Then Jericho, if you type that into YouTube, Then Jericho Trip Fest, it's a section of live footage. The Then Jericho singer throws a tambourine up in the air, makes an arse of catching it, falls backwards, and then gets up and tries to hug the guitar player in a sort of, oh no, I've made a tit of myself here, please protect me kind of way. And the guitar player doesn't really want to be part of that. That's what this reminds me of, and I don't think that's a deliberate reference to the Then Jericho Trip Fest. I'm not sure how big that was back then, but it has an echo of it somehow. I think it's tough being a singer. You're out there on your own, and if you behave like a prick, which we often do, you know, the brethren of male rock vocalists, we do behave like a prick sometimes, and it's very hard to sort of find a sympathetic shoulder to lean on once that's happened, and I think Adam Levine is experiencing that there. But I doubt if that's a deliberate sort of reference to that, because I can't see Adam Levine, even in these early exchanges, being the kind of singer who's prepared to prick male vanity and actually kind of do something that makes, you know, that acknowledges his shortcomings as an individual. But I might be wrong. Kept playing love like it was just a game, pretending to feel the same. I love that. Pretending to feel the same. It's a really solid piece of... The little bit of falsetto that he goes into there is really in tune, has no affectation on it. Don't think it's tuned as such. It's just a really well sung bit of niceness, really. I mean, it isn't sort of, it's not roaring it out. It's not. We're not talking about a David Coverdale-esque kind of rock vocal, but it's just sweet at that point. Turn around and deep again. And it's YouTube have elected to call that bo-do-o, but I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying but-o, and then he goes on to, you know, do the chorus again. Too many times before. And his band are just having a really great time behind him. Just really enjoying themselves, bonding. Whoa! Remember that episode I did about woes? Here's another. This is a great one, actually. Whoa! Just a whoa, a mnemonic device to lead us into the bridge, and which, for my money, is one of the best bridges you're going to hear. Repair your broken wings and make sure everything's all right. That is a really great. That's a great middle eight. We call it middle eight in the UK. In America and elsewhere, they call it the bridge. It's an often overlooked element of songwriting, and sometimes you don't even get them in rock songs or even pop songs, you know. But when you get it in a rock song, it usually leads into a solo. This does something slightly different, and it's really cool for it, I think. Because I know that's what you want me to do. And then back into the chorus. Like, it didn't go into an instrumental section or a key change or anything like that. It actually just, it's a strong enough bridge to just lead you back into the final choruses. It's a really great middle eight, that is. It's sort of almost Elton John-esque in its brilliance, and there's no need for a roaring guitar solo to go, yeah, sorry about that bridge. You know, you're often sort of like trying to reverse out of the bridge by doing something impressive with a guitar in a rock song like this, but that wasn't necessary here. This is such a concise piece of brilliant songwriting. It's great. Okay, so in an interview with the Rolling Stone, not the Rolling Stones, a Rolling Stone, no, the Rolling Stone, the magazine, when asked about the lyrics, keep her coming every night, ooh, that's saucy, isn't it? And sinking my fingertips into every inch of you, Adam said, yes, that's sexual, all right. I was so sick of typical lyrics like, ooh, baby, and I love you, and all this fake shit. I thought the more explicit I got without being totally explicit was a nice approach. The little girls would enjoy them, and it would go right over my grandparents' head, but it would hit my ex-girlfriend like a ton of bricks. It was perfect, which is a lovely, warming sentiment and a reminder of why we all write songs. He also comments on how MTV played an edited version of the song for the music video with the word coming edited out of the line, keep her coming every night. So it must have gone, keep her every night. Levine noted, MTV has now edited the language. They won't let me say keep her coming every night. And they took the sinking out of sinking my fingertips. It's like communist China. It's totally bizarre. Yeah, but MTV was always a bit like that. And I think back in 2004 was also when things like Walmart wouldn't stock a record that had a lyric like that in it. You know, and Walmart, of course, being an enormous American department store, and for when there was physical format sales were an actual concern for a band like Maroon 5. You know, before all this streaming nonsense, you know, you'd need an organisation like Walmart to stock your record to have any chance of getting anywhere near the charts at all, really. I actually think that kind of censorship's probably a thing of the past now. You don't need to worry about being sexually explicit. Oh, unless you're trying to do a reaction channel, in which case you can't say any swear words or else they demonetise you, don't they? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, by the way, the last time I slagged off Maroon 5, they endeavoured to demonetise my episode. So every time that brilliant piece of work when I was slagging off Moves Like Jagger and saying that he does move like Jagger, but in fact Maud Jagger, Mick's elderly auntie, they get the money for it. Clever lads, and as evidenced by the writing of this song. This Love by Maroon 5 is an example of a band that knows how to write songs, laying the foundations to be able to arse around and phone it in later. This is a great song. There, I've said it. This Love is a great song. What's not a great song is Moves Like Jagger. That is a terrible song. If you look at the lyrics and the structure of it, and you know, the Musicscape, as a critic might put it, it's in a different league. This is when they were good. You could hear that it's a band playing. It's a solid vocal, not over treated, not overproduced. It's pretty raw actually, and it's just really well written. Moves Like Jagger, by comparison, is like piece of shit. Justin Hawkins right again. He's piece of shit again. There, I said it twice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these two videos, and check out early Maroon 5. They actually knew how to write songs, and you could hear guitars at first. Nice one, guys. See you later.